Thank you. Oh, y'all making this hard for me. First, I would like to thank the University of Arkansas Sports Hall of Honor for including Ryan as a 2025 inductee. He had been so humbled and so very excited to receive this invitation. I'd also like to congratulate all the other inductees on receiving this honor, especially Clint Sterner, who is a good friend of Ryan's. And I want to tell you something real quickly about James Rouse. I watched him play when he was playing, and he came up to me today and introduced himself to me and said, of course, he had watched Ryan, but he had the opportunity to meet Ryan when he was coaching at Whitehall as James was an official. And I looked at him and I said, I bet I yelled at you. And he said, I bet you did too, because he sure did. I will say that both sides of our family have always been huge Razorback fans. So as Ryan grew up at Lincoln during his elementary school years, he was a member of the Junior Razorback Club for baseball, and he helped park cars at football games as a part of the fundraiser for his sister's band. When we were done parking cars, he and Jim would stay and watch the game. Clint, when he played football with his friends, he was always you. And I want you to know, I never realized that was such a compliment until another mother told me that when her son played, he played as Ryan, and that really got my heart. He told me once when he was a little boy that he was going to be the first person who ever played football, basketball, and baseball for the Razorbacks. And I never told him that would be impossible because I didn't want to spoil his dreams. As a teacher, I taught many middle school boys who thought they were going to go to play in the NFL or the NBA. And Ryan was no different. However, I just couldn't see that happening. But he worked very hard in the classroom and on the field to make his dream come true. He met with Scott Surratt, his high school quarterback coach, every morning before school to watch films on the greats like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Scott also taught Ryan to read defenses, which at the time most high school quarterbacks did not do. Ryan was very fortunate to play with talented players, and he had great coaches at Texas High, so they were very successful. I never realized how big a part that Ryan played in that until going into his junior year. He came home with so many recruiting letters from colleges from all over the United States. I was amazed that many people knew about him. Now, Ryan loved Houston Nutt, and he came to every football camp up here as he could when he was small. And although he wanted to come to Arkansas, they didn't recruit him as hard as other colleges did because they had a great quarterback right here in their backyard, so he went to Michigan. And then things changed at Arkansas and at Michigan. I had no idea that Arkansas was even in the mix as to where Ryan was going to transfer to until he called us one night and said, I need you to be here in the morning at 8 o'clock to meet with Coach McGee and Coach Petrino. And the rest is history. What a great match that was. And how lucky was he to get to play with some of the Razorback greats like Jarius Wright, Joe Adams, DJ Williams, Ben Cleveland, and Jake Beckett. Before he ever played a down, he told me that he couldn't wait to come out of the tunnel and run through the A. That was one of his dreams. But because he was voted as captain, he only got to enjoy that one time as he relinquished his role as a captain on his final home game. J.R. Carroll was Ryan's friend, who later became his lawyer and agent. I first met J.R. toward the end of Ryan's first year playing here, and I had no idea why he would want to meet with us. And so Jim and I were talking, and I'm thinking, he's probably going to try to talk us into talking Ryan into going out this year and going to the NFL. So I was not looking forward to that meeting because we were not for that at all. So when we met that Sunday before Jim and I went back to Texarkana, JR basically said he does not need to go to the NFL. He needs to stay for a second year. And I thought we certainly agree on that. Now, I don't know if Ryan knew that's what JR was going to say, but that's what he told us. Likewise for Coach Surratt, who talked to him after the Liberty Bowl. I did not know that story until how he convinced Ryan to stay until I saw it on the 1-5 movie a couple weeks ago. Ryan loved football, but he also loved people. And JR told a story at Ryan's memorial about the first time that Ryan told JR that he loved him. I was so used to hearing Ryan tell others that he loved them that it took me a moment to process that story. But if Ryan loved you, it didn't matter if you were male or female, he was going to let you know. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Kevin Trainer, who was the Sports Information Director during Ryan's time as a Razorback. And as a mother, I appreciate all the guidance and training that Kevin gave him on how to handle the press, the likes of which I'd never seen before. I would also like to thank publicly Coach Scott Surratt, Coach Garrett McGee, Coach Bobby Petrino, and Ryan's Razorback teammates for helping Ryan live his dream. I am so proud of his accomplishments as a Razorback, and I'm deeply honored to accept this recognition from the Hall of Honor.